Hello friends, welcome to the Word Cloud Tarot Show. Today it's the 9th of October 2023 and this weekend terrorists flooded out of Gaza into Israel and murdered about 1,000 citizens. It's horrible, obviously. So we're going to do a quick tarot reading to find out what's going on in the Middle East. We're going to use the Word Cloud Tarot Happy Toast deck, which as you can see has characters on each card and the meanings of the cards written on them. Easily read. You just have to read the cards to read the tarot. We'll do a 5-card cross to find out what's going on in the Middle East. We'll start with a card representing the past, and then one representing hidden influences, one representing external influences, the current moment, and the future. Let's find out what that all means. So let's start with the first card, the past. 7 of Trumps, the Chariot. Before I was born in the 60s, Israel was threatened and it seized the Golan Heights and the West Bank and the Sinai Peninsula and the Gaza Strip. There was an opportunity and aspiration with urgent impetus. Their military pursued their enemy and forced their own power and will upon those places. With great zeal and momentum against expectation, they achieved control. They triumphed with the Chariot. And that leads us to the present moment where they have victory. They won. They are the rulers. They have influence. They set the priorities. Their will be done. Though that may be overshadowed as they're also gaining notoriety because of the cruelty of their rule and the fact that their ongoing and continuing occupation is a recognised war crime. Because of the glass table, we know what the next card is, and so we know where this kind of victory leads, but maybe there can be some external thing. So let's look at the external influences. We have the 2 of Pentacles, change. All things are temporary, even victory. Change is, of course, inevitable. Oppressive power cannot stop conflict. The real problem is one of revolution. There is still flux. There's still conflict. The people are polarized and power is unbalanced. There exist oppressed people who need freedom and they have resilience and they will have a radical response when they endeavor to build and find their buildings blown up. There is always violent opposition to the use of force. And this change, this is just cyclic, an eye for an eye, a leg for a leg, a life for a life, that sort of stuff. Can there be any kind of hidden influence that can bring a real permanent end, a change? Because we know where this leads. We've got the glass table. Let's look at the hidden influence then. The hidden influence card is the 6 of Swords, science. The use of evidence and reasoning and transparency of investigation, finding rational answers. You see, the long tendrils of violence spanning back through the 60s and the 40s and all the centuries, it's based on lies. There are no chosen people. There is no manifest destiny. All religions are false. No race is better than any other. Racism has been investigated, and it is a lie. There aren't actually even any countries. People just made them up. The bigotry and hatred that fuels this violence is just wrong. It's factually incorrect. Revenge missiles and revenge sieges and ending violence with violence have been tried and they do not work. This is just science. We need to learn to think with clarity and then we can transition into a higher level, a transformation of understanding. We'd have public calls for peace and for calm instead of just more and more wars. So what are the chances? Has there been any conflict? Has there been any progress? What does that future card say? The future card is the Nine of Swords, cruelty. Well, we had the glass table, we already know. There will be revenge attacks, there will be pain, there will be desperation, heartache, sorrow. It'll be a gloomy nightmare with cycles of cruel, savage slaughter and the assaulting and tormenting of victims. Gaza will be an open-air prison with grief and agony and fear and misery and inhuman mistreatment of people that brutalises them until they turn violent about their own injustice. The barbarians on every side will continue in their treachery until we as a species raise our consciousness of what will actually work, because we know this can't. In summary then, all of my life Israel has been occupying Gaza, and they had the power and the will, so they just took it. They drove in with their chariot and it gave them complete victory. They have won, yet still they oppressed and subjugated people. They blockaded them, they occupied them, they murdered them, and change always comes. And action will have a reaction. Brutalized people will react brutally. And the thing is, everything they're fighting over, the religion and the racism and the bigotry and the revenge, it's not true. No religions are true. Racism is not true. Bigotry is not true. Countries are not God-given. Tribes are all made of people, and most people know that by now. Science and logic and rationality are here in the background, influencing things slowly so that one day we can stop the cycle, but too slowly, too slowly. There will be more cruelty, more violence, more brutalising people, and lots of pain and death before people realise that can't work. So that's what I found in the cards today. If you've had a better analysis of the situation, then perhaps it was from someone who knows what they're talking about. I obviously don't. If you would like more tarot readings like this, you can join our mailing list at wordcloudtarot.com. There you can also buy a deck of cards just like this. You can have a change in your life from using cards like this. You can also follow us on the Fediverse. We're wordcloudtarot at dalliance.social, and our PeerTube is wordcloudtarot at dalliance.network. There's also a Telegram group and a few other video upload sites. That's it for this week. Hopefully there'll be a less controversial topic for next week.